Chelsea Football Club might have the best owners the Premier League has ever seen. I'm Ty Nighthead for TK24 Sports. If you're new to the show, like, subscribe, and turn that notification on. You better still be watching after what I just said. Let's get into the show. So, as we know, Chelsea Football Club has new owners, Todd Boehly and his consortium. I'll call them consortiums. They still have a group of investors that's plunged together, bought Chelsea Football Club after Roman Abramovich, got departed. So, what am I going to do is very quickly try to explain this to you. Last season, it went crazy, didn't it? £1 billion spent on new transfers. This season alone, for the new 24-25 season, 10 players in, 185 million they've spent already. They've got a massive squad, 43 to 45 players that they're going to have to register. They may register all of them, they may not. There's no way of doing that because only 25 can be done through the squad. They've still got to have a mixture of British talent. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ty, get to the point of where you're saying, and why are they the best owners in the Premier League? So here we go. If Liverpool had this model, they would be so much better. If Arsenal had this model, they would be so much better and rule the Premier League. If United done this model with Ineos, my goodness, they would be back. Now, hear me out. Chelsea right now are not title contenders. They're not FA Cup contenders. They're not even any contender, really and truly. They might just be a contender for a top four. But years later, when I say years later, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, as from now, they are going to be unstoppable. So when they're spending all this money on all these players and they're offering massive contracts, I'm saying massive contracts, not in monetary value, but in the length of service. Now, this is the key part. See, Todd Boehly, of course, he has his fingers in other pies in other sports, namely baseball. See, baseball contracts are huge in the sense of they could be going for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, sometimes 12 if they're that good. The length of contract just means one thing. That player is tied to that club. Unless they're going to want to trade him later on down the line, there's still value there. They're taking that model into football and into the Premier League. Now, what this does is it unsettles the market. Everyone's now saying Chelsea have ruined it. No, Chelsea are forward thinkers. Their owners are forward thinkers. The same way when Bitcoin first came onto the market, a lot of people are like, what is this? What's this cryptocurrency? What's this cryptocurrency? People who knew what it was about invested early. They took a punt. Then years later, they became multi-millionaires, billionaires. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Why they do this with the players, right, that they bring in is very simple. If they offer them a 8-year contract, a 6-year contract, a 7-year contract, their value doesn't drop. It actually remains. It doesn't increase as much. It can increase if the player starts playing well over that period of time. But if you think of Liverpool at this moment in time with Trent Alexander-Arnold, down to his last year in his contract, I'm not going to talk about Salah, I'm not going to talk about Van Dijk because they're at an age where they can go off into the sunset. When it's different. He has value, but he has no value at the moment because no one's going to buy him, even if Liverpool wanted to sell him. And that's just because of the years left on his contract. They're thinking, what's the point? You can stay one more year and we can go and buy you. If they had Chelsea's approach and they had him down to like an 8-year contract, he right now will still have 3 years left. So that means if Real Madrid did want to go for him, they would have to buy him and not pick him up in January for free. So when they do this one for, let's say, the Pedro Neto one, which is 6 years contract, at 24, going on to 25, yes, he'd be there till 30, but even after 3 years, but still, then 3 years still to go in his contract, should they want to sell him, there's value there. He hasn't decreased in his value. There's a value so they can get his money back and be quits in. Cole Palmer, prime example, bought him from Manchester City. They've now just topped his contract up to what? To 9 years in total. That's smart thinking. So every year his contract's going to wind down. It's only a year. If Cole Palmer keeps on improving, yes, he will get pay increase because what they do is offer a low basic but higher in incentives. Again, that's smart because if they want to sell him and want to move the player on, he's not on huge wages that they can't get him off the wage bill because there's still value in the transfer fee, and then the wages itself, it's like pay as you go. In other words, you pay as you earn. You play and you earn. You play and you do what the club needs in incentives and whatever they're structured out. It makes them more valuable later on. So should they want to go? Okay, you want to go, you play, okay, that's cool. We're still not losing value because you still got 3 years, 4 years, 5 years left in your contract. So when a club comes in to buy them, guess what? There's still money. Chelsea will still be making money. So Chelsea are thinking long term, not short term. Us, we're so used to, we sign a player, okay, got a 4-year contract, 5-year contract, 150, 180, oh, 2 seasons, oh, he's rubbish. We can't get him off the books. This is no good for us. And then we're stuck with this for 2 or 3 years, but he's thinking, but Ty, isn't that the same thing for Chelsea? No. Chelsea offer a low basic salary, but then higher incentive money as well. So the bonuses just tops up. So then should they want to get rid of a player, boom, away he goes. Cole Palmer, as an example, I'll use this one. So his base has gone from what? I think it was 60 to 80, and now it's jumped up to about 120, 140. That's not huge, but he's on a 9-year contract. So whoever wants to buy him now, good luck. You're spending big bucks. But then should he still move, then that move is not going to be impossible because his basic wage is so low. So it makes sense. You get a higher transfer fee, that player can still go, and the club still makes money without a hassle of the wages. I'm telling you, if Liverpool had this model, United, Arsenal, they would be quids in and titles in. They'd be better title contenders. I'm telling you this right now. Chelsea have the best owners. I hope I haven't lost you in what I just said. Chelsea have the best owners in the Premier League. Chelsea fans will beg to differ. You will beg to differ. Everyone's going to beg to differ than what I'm saying. But if you understand that model, then you know Chelsea long-term are secure. But what are they going to do with all these 43 players that they've got in their squad right now? Remains to be seen. I could be proven wrong, and I'm happy to be proven wrong if you guys can come at me with your views in your comments below. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn that notification on. I hope I haven't lost you. I hope I haven't bored you, but it's quite simple. Chelsea really, truly do have some of the best owners that we've ever seen. And what they're doing is what other clubs are going to start doing in a season to 2 from now. Because when they see Chelsea's results from it, you'll start seeing bigger contracts, 6, 7, 8 years. Chelsea are not expecting those players to stay there for that time, but they just know that their contract is not going to run down anytime soon. So then should they wish to sell them, there's value in selling them rather than a decreased value, which is why Liverpool are in trouble right now. And I've got a show coming up for you about that. So again, I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. Like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload.